Win tickets to Slipknot. Then at 4:30, what surprising thing did you learn about your parents now that you're an adult? Join us, Kirk and Marianne, after the game, right here on 98 Rock.
Hi, this is Tori Snell. Be sure to catch my show weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on WBAL Radio.
Time to hear from the manager of the Orioles, Brandon Hyde. This is the Orioles Radio Network.
The Manager's Show with Brandon Hyde is brought to you by Visit Sarasota. Orioles and Braves getting ready to play Game 2 of a 3-game set. We are with Orioles manager Brandon Hyde. And going back to last night, Brandon, I want to make my case why I think it was one of the best wins of the year. One is your future starting shortstop for the American League got the day off for the first time this season. On paper, with all due respect to Albert Suarez, it's Max Fried versus Albert Suarez. The Orioles got in the night before at like 3 a.m. The Braves had been here for 2 days. And you still won getting only 6 hits. I mean, that's one of the best wins of the year against a good club.
It is, yeah. That's what really proud of our team yesterday. You know, like you said, it was kind of a tough travel day coming off of a tough road trip. And I thought Albert Suarez set the tone for us. You know, being able to get into the 6th inning, giving up no runs.
There it is, 2000, a milestone moment for a Pittsburgh icon back home.
How good is it that they can enjoy that here in Pittsburgh?
Man, it's hard to even speak right now. What a beautiful thing.
What a wonderful achievement for Andrew McCutcheon. 2,000 career hits, and to do that in a Pirate uniform.
That's what means the most right there.
The biggest day in Cornhusker history. What do we know, though, about the starter for Atlanta?
Just watching film on him, watching him start against the Red Sox, he's got a really good arm. He's a high pick, 2nd-round pick. That must have been a heck of a Nebraska pitching staff with those two guys, because the two guys were really good arms. It's going to be fun to watch a couple young guys, and I know that there's a lot of people in Lincoln that are going to be tuned in tonight.
Last one, the national anthem singer tonight is Orioles broadcaster Jeff Arnold. How much are you, one, going to pay attention, and I hope you feel free to criticize it after the fact?
Well, yeah, I'm not I don't have a ton of expertise. I mean, I've listened.
You've seen a lot of
I listen to national anthems every single day, so I do have a good feel for what a good one is, a bad one, and bad ones. I'm gonna give him an honest assessment after. First of all, I can't believe he's doing it. That for me, it takes a lot of guts to stand in front of there and sing. It's a hard song to sing, and but we have high expectations for Jeff.
The pressure is on. Brandon, we appreciate it so much. Game 2 coming up as we continue on the Orioles Radio Network.
The votes were all counted, and the results are official. Royal Farms was named #1 for food in the USA Today 10 Best poll, receiving more votes than any other convenience store chain in America. The next time you want to get some good food fast, doesn't it make sense to go to Royal Farms? Voted best in the USA and home of world-famous chicken. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
Ever wish your business had more fuel power? You know, a little something that just might help boost productivity. Well, United Concordia Dental delivers the fuel you need. Yep, it's dental insurance. Quality coverage that helps keep your employees' mouths and bodies healthy. Just think, fewer sick days, less sick pay. Up, beaming CFO. Ding! Learn how United Concordia can power your business. Visit fueledbyucd.com for important disclosures.
This summer, make your way to Sarasota, Florida for outdoor adventures, world-class arts and culture, and dining and shopping to suit every taste. Soak up the sun on one of the best beaches in the U.S. before dipping your toes in the cool waters of the Gulf. Save with special offers at restaurants, museums, and more, and see the city your Baltimore Orioles call home each spring. Plan your trip at visitsarasota.com and get ready to have fun in the 941.
Are you ready to elevate your game? Look no further than Centric Business Systems, your all-star provider for top-notch office solutions. With cutting-edge technology and unparalleled service, Centric helps businesses hit it out of the park every time. From printers to document management, they've got you covered. Visit CentricBiz.com today to see how they can help your team thrive. Centric Business Systems, where success meets innovation. That's CentricBiz.com. CentricBiz.com.
Orioles baseball is here on WBAL News Radio. Coming up, we break down today's starting pitching matchup on the Orioles Radio Network.
Special night here at the ballpark. It is a beautiful night for baseball, and it's Game 2 between the Orioles and the Atlanta Braves on this Wednesday night in downtown Baltimore. That's special. Also, the starting pitching matchup featuring two rookies who are teammates and friends at the University of Nebraska. That's special, but it's also special because of tonight's anthem singer, who is our friend and colleague Jeffrey Arnold, performing this anthem live here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And without further ado, let's join Adrian Robertson, our public address here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and kindly remove your hats for our national anthem. Tonight we welcome Orioles play-by-play announcer Jeff Arnold, who will now honor our nation with his rendition of our Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched weren't so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Job well done by Jeff Arnold, our colleague and Orioles broadcaster, singing our Star-Spangled Banner right here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. We're getting close to the first pitch. O's and Braves on a beautiful night for baseball as we continue on the Orioles Radio Network.
At the Maryland Energy Administration, we're big fans of the O's bold new energy. We're also bringing bold new energy throughout Maryland. We provide rebates, grants, and other incentives for a variety of clean energy projects. Individuals, nonprofits, businesses, county and local governments can all partner with us to secure more clean, affordable, and reliable energy supplies. Help us bring better energy to Maryland. Learn more at energy.maryland.gov.
Thank you.
Hot Bird Summer is back on WBAL.
And it is gone! A two-homer game for Ryan Mountcastle.
All month long, listen to C4 and Brian Neiman weekdays 5:30 to 10 a.m. for your chance to win a family four-pack of Orioles tickets.
Santander hits this deep into left field, hooking towards the corner, and that baby's gone.
Your radio home for the O's. WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
We're taking you out to the ball game again. 98 Rock Night returns to Oriole Park on Friday, June 28th, when the O's take on the Texas Rangers. The 98 Rock air staff will be all over the yard that night, and so will 98 Rock's weekly Orioles commentator and O's superfan, Joan Jett. She'll throw out the first pitch and take a turn as guest splasher. Our Our 98 Rock ticket package for $50 gets you a seat in our section and $15 loaded value to use for concessions or merch. Grab yours today at Orioles.com/98Rock.
TJ Smith here for Universal Windows Direct, and spring is here and it's only going to get hotter from here. Do not cool off the outside of your house this year. Call Universal Windows Direct and schedule your free in-home estimate today. 443-353-9462. For every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Tell them I told you to call and get an additional $250 off your project. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, O's fans, enjoy a family day at Camden Yards this season with Kids Cheer Free, presented by Baltimore area Chick-fil-A restaurants. For each regularly priced individual Upper Deck game ticket, adults can add up to 2 additional Upper Deck tickets for free, valid for kids 9 and under. Your tickets will deliver digitally with easy access through the Ballpark app. And while you're at the game, be sure to visit Kids Corner, located near Gate C. Buy your tickets now at Orioles.com/kidsfree.
Why do the Orioles trust MedStar Health? Because for every epic slide, incredible catch, bases loaded, walk-off home run, strikeout, shutout, rowdy dugout, MedStar Health is there. And helping the O's and their fans feel their best is what MedStar Health does best. So here's to always stepping up to the plate as the trusted medical team of the Baltimore Orioles and you. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
The Orioles Radio Network is on the air.
Today's game is brought to you by
Affordable Dentures and Implants,
Maryland Energy Administration,
Baltimore area Toyota dealers,
Hydro Clean Home Cleaning Services,
PVI Office Furniture,
Lee Tessier Real Estate,
Chesapeake Telemedicine,
Ground Loop Heating and Air Conditioning,
Johns Hopkins Medicine,
Jones Junction,
Baltimore area Honda dealers,
Jiffy Lube,
Catholic Charities,
The Murray Group.
Backhanded by Reese to second for 1. Relay to first. Make that 2. A double play.
MedStar Health,
PNC Bank,
Royal Farms,
Uncle Charlie's Sausage,
Maryland Lottery.
A bright idea.
Sign of the game's first pitch is belted. Deep center field. Going back is Jose Siri. He is out of room. First pitch. Leadoff homer for Gunnar Henderson. How about you, Gunnar?
This is the Orioles Radio Network.
Orioles and Braves getting ready to play Game 2 of this 3-game set, and the starting pitchers for today's game is brought to you by the Lee Tessier team of eXp Realty, where every real estate deal is a home run. Special pitching matchup tonight. 2 draft picks who are round apart in the 21 draft, both teammates and friends at the University of Nebraska. On the mound for Baltimore, making his home debut, the 24-year-old lefty Cade Povich goes for Baltimore, and making his 3rd major league start, a young right-hander, also 24, for the Atlanta Braves, Spencer Schwellenbach. He will oppose his old friend and teammate on the mound today. Umpires in this game: at first base, it's Malachi Moore, the veteran, and at second base, Doug Eddings. At third base, it's Chad Winston, and the crew chief, and calling balls and strikes and cleaning home plate, is Bill Miller. Remember to call Hydro Clean for carpet, rug, tile, air duct, hardwood floor cleaning. Anything you can think of, Hydro Clean. It's good to have friends in the cleaning business. When we come back, starting lineups and first pitch from Camden Yards on the Orioles Radio Network.
Who are we?
We're the electricians who lit up Camden Yards.
We wired M&T Bank Stadium.
We powered the National Aquarium.
We're IBEW Local 24.
The IBEW.
That's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
We represent electrical workers from Frederick to Baltimore.
All the way to Ocean City.
We power the Fort McHenry Tunnel.
The Harbor Tunnel.
And the Bay Bridge.
We're IBEW Local 24.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, together, we power Maryland.
More at IBEWLocal24.org.
Hi friends, this is Keith Hernandez. When it's time for a brake job, go with a solution that delivers one of the smoothest and most quiet rides on the road. Napa Silent Guard Brakes. Made with fiber-reinforced shims that eliminate noise for the life of the pad, rubber-coated hardware for a better fit on 99.5% of vehicles, and quality design that meets and exceeds OE performance. Napa Silent Guard Brakes deliver the stopping power and performance drivers demand in their vehicles. Available now at Napa locations nationwide. Listen to the C4 and Brian Neiman Show right here at WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
The Orioles take the field, and it's time to give you the starting lineups presented by Superbook Sports. Superbook Sports is live in Maryland. You can download the Maryland Superbook app or visit superbook.com today. The Braves check in at 35-29 on the season. They have equaled a season-worst 4-game losing streak coming in. Brian Snitker has Michael Harris the second leading off in center field, batting out of the 2 spot and playing second base, Ozzy Albies. Marcell Ozuna DHs and bats third. The cleanup hitter and first baseman is Matt Olson. Batting fifth at third, Austin Riley. Adam Duvall plays left and hits sixth. Batting seventh and doing the catching, it's Sean Murphy. Brian Anderson mans right field and hits eighth. And then batting ninth and playing shortstop, it is Orlando Arcia with the right-hander Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound for the Braves. The Orioles, they sent Gunnar Henderson out there at shortstop after his first day off of the season yesterday. Batting second and catching, Adley Rutschman. Ryan Mountcastle plays first and hits third. The cleanup batter and right fielder is Ryan O'Hearn. Anthony Santander DHs and bats fifth. Hitting sixth in left field, Austin Hayes. Ramon Arias plays third base and bats seventh. The 8-hole batter and center fielder Cedric Mullins. And batting ninth at second, Jorge Mateo with the left-hander Cade Povich making his Camden Yards debut. Today's first inning brought to you by the Baltimore area Jiffy Lube dealers. Get a quick oil change, brake and tires, services, even tune-ups, vehicle maintenance. That's a job for Jiffy. So off we go. The Orioles, a chance to earn their 15th series win tonight as Povich toes the rubber, faces Harris, and his first pitch at Camden Yards is fouled away to the left for a called for strike one is underway. They are tonight at Camden Yards. It's another beautiful evening. Mix of shadows and sunlight go across the infield, and then sunlight covers most of center and right field. Here's the 0-1. And Povich way outside with a breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. First pitch tonight was at 6:35, and it's 81 degrees as we start tonight. Povich off the third base side of the rubber, delivers on 1-1. And this fastball is low at 93 for ball 2. Time and temp, it is brought to you by the Maryland Energy Administration. Oh, say did you see, the Maryland Energy Administration is working to deliver better energy for Maryland. You can learn more at energy.maryland.gov. There's a swing at a chopper to first base, fielded by Mountcastle beyond the bag. He steps on first, gets the force out of Harris, and it's an out to open up the game. Home whites for the Orioles tonight with the tri-colored caps. Road grays for the Atlanta Braves. Navy caps and helmets with the white Atlanta A on them. Day game tomorrow after the Orioles will play one more night game against the Braves. Here comes Ozzy Albies, switch hitter batting from the right, and Povich's first pitch is a curveball that is low for ball 1. Atlanta, after they lost yesterday and after the Phillies earned a win over the Braves, Atlanta is now 10 games back of the Phillies in first place. The 1-0. Breaking ball is in there for a strike, says home plate umpire Bill Miller. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Phillies, as we know, are going to be coming to town on Friday night for a 3-game series. That ought to be a lot of fun. 1-1 for Povich, and it's taken head level, middle of the plate by Albies. 2 balls and a strike. Ozzy Albies on the season hitting at .259. He paces the Braves with 17 doubles. He's driven in 30 runs. 4 homers on the year for Albies. The pitch, and he lines it foul off to the right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, Albies also has got some pop. He's had a tough road trip. A lot of Braves have had tough road trips where Atlanta has not scored all that many runs. No score, just on our way in the first inning, 1 out. As Povich deliberately winds and delivers on 2-2. It's hit on the ground to deep third base, fielded by Urias. Pats the glove, throws to first, gets his man. And Albies is the second out of the first inning. We're in a scoreless game, and Marcell Ozuna is coming up. It's Ryan Mountcastle at first, Jorge Mateo at second, Gunnar Henderson at short, Ramon Urias at third, Austin Hayes, Cedric Mullins, Ryan O'Hearn left to right in the outfield, and then Adley Rutschman does the catching for southpaw Cade Povich. Give up 6 runs over 5 1/3 innings in his big league debut last Thursday in Toronto. Pitch home. Taken high by Ozuna for ball 1, and as we said, This is a really fun pitching matchup tonight between two former college teammates at the University of Nebraska. Here's a 1-0. And that pitch is a strike over the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, Cade Povich and Braves starter Spencer Schwellenbach played together for 2 years. The 1-1. Breaking ball. Strike on a curve over the outer third to Ozuna. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And their college coach is actually here tonight. As Povich was saying the other day that he and Schwellenbach talk all the time. Povich tries for a 1-2-3 first inning at Camden Yards. The next pitch is grounded foul by Ozuna to the left of the home plate circle and then over to the Braves dugout. The count remaining at 1-2. Povich in his first start averaged 92 with his 4-seam fastball. He also throws a change, cutter, curve, and sweeper. Another 1-2 to Ozuna. Swinging a foul over the screen. And Cade Povich, the first Orioles pitcher to make a major league debut this year. He was one of 2 to make a debut when the Orioles were in Toronto last week, the other being Connor Norby, who was just optioned down. No score, another 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a breaking ball in the dirt. Ozuna gives himself up, and Povich's first strikeout in this ballpark comes against one of the toughest hitters in baseball this year.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Comedy special that's dropping. And ladies, what's the ideal height for men? Short kings, where you at? Make some noise if you're 5'5" or under. We talk about it Thursday on Justin Scott and Spiegel.
I'm Tony Thornton. Get traffic updates with me weekday mornings with C4 and Brian Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
We start the bottom half of the first inning in this 0-0 game. Cade Povich ends the first with a strikeout of Marcell Ozuna, and for every strikeout thrown by an Orioles pitcher this season, Autumn Lake Healthcare will make a donation to the Alzheimer's Association. Here's Gunnar Henderson stepping in left side. Spencer Schwellenbach's first pitch is guided into short center field. Jogging on is Michael Harris II, who makes the catch, and Henderson is retired on 1 pitch. Rutschman and then Mountcastle in this inning. O'Hearn, Santander, and Hayes in the middle of the order. And then Urias, Mullins, and Mateo, the bottom third, against Spencer Schwellenbach, who, as we said, college teammates at Nebraska with Cade Povich. Povich was a pitcher predominantly for the Cornhuskers, while Schwellenbach was a very good shortstop and was also a reliever. The pitch. Fastball hits over the inside corner to Rutschman, 97-mile-an-hour heat. It's 0-1, and then Schwellenbach ended up being drafted by the Braves after he won the John Olerud Award. 0-1 pitch, fisted down the left side. Will this one land fair or foul? It's foul by about 3 or 4 feet. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. The John Olerud Award goes to the best two-way player in all of baseball. And Schwellenbach, a high round draft pick by Atlanta. Schwellenbach selected in the second round. And the reason why Schwellenbach is here is because of necessity. The Braves currently using a 6-man rotation at this moment. They're trying to get Chris Sale and Ronaldo Lopez some extra rest. On the third base side of the rubber, he delivers on 0-2 and fires high and wide. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And what it has meant is that the Braves have used 2 young pitchers, Hurston Waldrop and Schwellenbach, to eat up some innings. A 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Rutschman tried to check. Did he? Yes. Says third base umpire Chad Whitson. It is not, as Alex Anthopoulos, the Braves general manager, said today, not ideal, but they feel like that the 2 young pitchers that they have up with them give them a chance to win. 2-2 pitch. A little tapper foul by Rutschman, fending off a changeup. Schwellenbach, big-time fastball. It averages 96. Slider is in the mid-80s. Cutter is in the low 90s. Those are 2 good pitches. And then he's also got a curveball. 2-2 here against Adley. And he stares at a cutter high. It moves to a full count against Rutschman. Rutschman on the season, one of the leading hitters in the American League, batting at .301. And then his 78 hits 4th in the AL. 3-2. Rutschman pulls it foul. It's off the camera well and rolls into shallow right field where the ball person will come to get it. Now Spencer Schwellenbach, meet a pesky major league hitter. And he'll be facing a lot of guys in this Orioles lineup who know how to work counts. No score, 3-2 pitch. Down and in for ball 4. Close one, but Rutschman earns a free pass. It's a 1-out base runner with Ryan Mountcastle coming up to the plate, and that walk brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Get out of pain and back to doing what you love at the Good Feet Store. Go to goodfeet.com to find a store near you and book your appointment today.
Jeff, I feel we're surrounded by talent scouts and voice coaches in the booth tonight, all wanting a piece of you.
Oh, my. There's a line drive caught by the third baseman, Riley, going to his left. As Austin Riley snared what would have been a base hit for Mountcastle. 1 on, 2 outs. Ryan O'Hearn coming up to the bat. I didn't feel when I was out there singing the national anthem that there were eyes on me, which I kind of figured was going to be the case. But still, when you get out there and you step up to the microphone, your heart is just pounding.
Well, I was very impressed.
There's a pitch. Breaking ball is at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Thank you.
I was very impressed. Apparently, Reese was not, but that's neither here nor there. You weren't doing for him.
He's the worst anyways. Here's the set, the 0-1. Fastball low. 1 ball and 1 strike. What I would say to Ribeye is, you try singing the anthem. You see how easy it is. But no, it gave me a great admiration for those professionals and great singers who come here and sing it, because it is not easy. 1-1 pitch, line shot caught by the first baseman Olson, going a few steps to his right. Mountcastle and O'Hearn line out. Rutschman left at first, and at the end of 1, Orioles and Braves are scoreless on the Orioles.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Jeff Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
It's a 0-0 game as we start this second inning. It is brought to you by SeatGeek. Buy and sell Baltimore Orioles tickets. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Baltimore Orioles. Alongside Brett Hollander and Big Al Hildebile, a guy who is not Pavarotti, as Matt Olson steps in left side, and he gets hit. And I think he got hit in the helmet. Looked like he might have gotten hit in the back part of the helmet. Calmly drops his bat and begins walking towards first base. It's the first base runner for the Braves in the game. And yeah, he tried to turn in, and I think it got him on the back part of the helmet. The good news is, and Matt Olson was fine, stayed on his feet, and then threw the bat away, and now heads down to first base. There's Austin Riley hitting right side. And Povich yanks this heater in. 1 ball and no strikes. Now Olson on base. Riley a .225 batter, 3 home runs, and 20 driven in. One-0. Pitch is taken upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Povich, 15-pitch first inning. And the highlight was the strikeout of Marcell Ozuna. 2-0 the count. The next offering is hit in the air down the left field line. It's in the corner, and this lands foul off the top part of the net. So Riley will come on back, and Matt Olson will cross towards first base and then head back as Riley prepares to see the next one out of Cade Povich. Povich entering this season as the number 2 pitching prospect in the Orioles system. Checks first, 2-1. Outside on a breaking ball. Moves it to 3 balls and a strike. The left-hander came over in the trade for Jorge Lopez. It also brought Yennier Cano. Povich, after a bunch of time in AAA, making it to the show with the Orioles, as there goes a throw to first. And Olson hustles back to the bag. It was a moment that I think for Cade Povich was really hard-earned. There's some players, they get drafted really high, and it was kind of meant to be, and you figured at one point they're going to get to the major leagues. The 3-1. Put in the air, shallow left center field. Cedric Mullins walking on, and he makes the catch for out number 1. And then there's some that kind of have to prove themselves everywhere. And for Cade Povich, a lot of people didn't think he was going to go pitch at the University of Nebraska. He ended up doing that. A lot of them weren't sure if he would get drafted. He ended up being drafted in the 3rd round by the Minnesota Twins. And then kind of level by level was at AAA with the Orioles at the end of last year. Came into this year trying to improve his command. Did that and gets his shot in a month where the O's need pitching. Top of the zone, strike 1. And Adam Duvall, the right-hand batter, it's 0-1. Duvall has been in a terrible slump right now for Atlanta, batting just $174 for the year. Here's the 0-1. That is popped up. Right at home plate, Rutschman walking a few steps up the third base line, makes the catch along the grass with Urias coming down from third. Second out of the inning, Olson at first, 0-0 our score for Sean Murphy. Duvall after that, outmade, is just 1 for his last 25. So you like what you're seeing from Povich early in this game. He's getting outs, and he's getting fast outs. Now he deals with the Braves catcher, Sean Murphy. Big right-handed hitter. And he'll look at a curveball down and inside from Povich for ball 1. And the curveball, that was Povich's best pitch when he was in the minor leagues. Opponents at just 136 off of his curve. The 1-0. Fastball, knee high for a strike. It's 1-1. Last time against Toronto, had some problems landing it, but at the same time, you could only imagine the amount of nerves that Povich was feeling inside. Olson takes his lead with Mountcastle holding. The 1-1 pitch, curveball cut through. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. But James McCann noticed this, and we noticed this as well. his poise and demeanor was very impressive. 1-2. Fouled straight back. And it didn't look like he was overly nervous when he was getting ready for that first start. I'm sure he was feeling nerves. Tonight, pretty cool for Cade Povich that he gets to pitch against a guy that was a college teammate, college friend of his. And also they have their head coach, Nebraska, Will Bolt here. 1-2. Swinging a foul off the mitt of Rutschman, and then it caroms off the backstop. One ball and 2 strikes on this beautiful night for baseball at Camden Yards. Povich wearing the long black sleeves with his white uniform, comes set. 1-2 offering, curveball, grounded foul into the camera well along the third base side. This is going to go to pitch number 7 now against Murphy, with Brian Anderson waiting on deck. Povich rotated between the 4-seam and the curveball in his first 4 pitches. Started to mix a few others in there now. The 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on the hook. So in each of the first 2 innings, Povich has closed out the frame with a strikeout. He gets Ozuna and an all-star last year in the second inning here in Sean Murphy. As Olsen left at first base, and as we go to the middle of the second, no score Orioles in Atlanta on the...
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Marie. Hear my forecast with C4 and Brian Neiman weekday mornings on WBAL News Radio.
Let's pause 10 seconds for Station ID on the Orioles Radio Network.
WBAL, WIYY HD2 Baltimore. This is WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
And as the bottom half of the second inning, no score between the O's and the Braves. It'll be Anthony Santander to bat. Lead off the second inning against Spencer Schwellenbach. Pitch home. Strike called. Knee-high fastball at 95. It's 0-1. Austin Hayes on deck, and then Ramon Urias will hit third in this inning. Santander, 14 home runs now. The 0-1 pitch, and he has to jump out of the way of a fastball that was tailing towards his legs. 1-1. 14 home runs for Anthony Santander. That is second on the team, 7 behind his teammate Gunnar Henderson. 1-1 pitch coming, and it's off the inside edge to Santander for ball 2. Overall, Santander 5 homers this month, and that is tied for most in the major leagues. And his teammate Ryan Mountcastle has 5 home runs this month as well. The 2-1 pitch popped up. Third base foul territory, and it'll sail over the Braves dugout on the third base side about 3 or 4 rows back. 2-2 the count. Cade Povich has allowed 1 base runner over 2 scoreless innings, and he's picked up a couple of strikeouts against a couple of really good hitters. Here's the 2-2. And a swing and a miss for strike three. Santander leaning out in front of a changeup there. And for Schwellenbach, it's his first K of the night.
Those fans, cheer on your favorite condiment on Thursday, June 13, during the Orioles Live Berks hot dog race. Watch ketchup, mustard, and relish compete for top dog as they race around right field warning track down the first base line. Buy tickets now at Orioles.com/hot dog race.
Well, if I sang the anthem, did I hear you're going to run in the hot dog race at some point, William? There's a strike in Austin Hayes.
Who am I running against?
Two other people, I assume. You going to do it?
If I was against you and Ribeye, I would seriously consider it.
The 0-1 pitch popped up foul off the end of the bat, first base side. 0-2. I mean, I went down sang the national anthem. I think the least you can do is show everybody how good a shape you're in.
Well, shape is a matter of opinion.
Yeah, mine is round. As the 0-2 comes in, and it's taken high, 1 ball and 2 strikes, though less than before. 1-2 against Hayes. 10 for 21 in his last 7 games. He's really turned it on. Schwellenbach's 1-2. And Hayes gets a piece of it foul. It goes off the bricks behind home plate. And yesterday, first 3-hit game of the season. And it was 3 balls that were hit on a line. Has dealt with a groin issue, has dealt with an illness, and then got hit in the ribs as he fists this one in a short right field. Coming on is Anderson. He makes the catch for out number 2 of the inning. I mean, it really has not been easy for Austin Hayes, but at the least, he's been putting up good numbers of late. Retired here in the 2nd inning. Ramon Arias now going to come up and try and keep this 2nd inning alive. Arias, he hits at .230 on the year, right on right. And he'll look at a strike over the inside corner. It's 0-1. One pitch from Schwellenbach comes up the middle, hits off the feet, it appears, of the pitcher, picked up by the second baseman. Albies throws to first, and it's in time to get Arias. I think that one got Schwellenbach as Albies ranged up the middle, ended up making the play. A jump throw from shallow left field on a hop, and Olsen with a big stretch picks it out. The Orioles are gone in the 2nd inning.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
And go to GAWon'tWait.com.
I'm Brian Neiman. Join me weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 with C4 on WBAL Radio.
Arias robbed of a hit on a good play by Ozzy Albies to end the 2nd inning. No score, O's and Braves. We begin the 3rd. And with the play-by-play, here is Brett Holliday.
Thank you, Jeff. You are the man of many talents as Cade Povich delivers a strike on the outside corner to Brian Anderson. 0-1, no score, just underway, top of the 3rd. And the 0-1 pitch. Down away, Anderson is able to check his swing on the appeal, says the first base umpire, Malachi Moore. I really hope the Orioles, Jeff, have locked you up to a long-term deal, because if not, Broadway might be calling. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-2.
Maybe off Broadway would be calling, like way
Just off Broadway?
Way off Broadway.
1-2 to Anderson. And the pitch by Povich. He tries to check his swing on a curveball in the dirt, and he does. 2-2. It was impressive. Brandon Hyde said before the game, I think this is the best way to put it. It takes guts. Mind you, you're kind of busy with your day job tonight, too. The 2-2 pitch from Povich. Called strike 3. And he got him with the sweeper on the outside corner. The third punch out for Povich. And there's one away in the top of the third. That one just got the outside black. Brett Hollander making the call with the operatic Jeffrey Arnold. And if you need a lawyer, make the call to Miller Stern Lawyers at 410 Law Firm, your Baltimore area personal injury and medical malpractice legal experts. That pitch, a curveball dumped in there for a strike to the number 9 batter, Orlando Arcia, 0-1.
Do we want to get into the story about how you talked me into doing the anthem during a 5-hour rain delay?
Well, something good came out of it. The 0-1. Fastball high, 1-1, besides a late arrival to Kansas City.
That was Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh playing Kansas City.
Yeah, very late arrival, but it was a very tough negotiation. I think we got the better end of the deal. Shot foul at home plate, 1-2. There was absolutely no monetary dialogue in this negotiation. I think between us and the anthem scheduler, there may have been an exchange of some ballpark hot dogs or something, but that's about it. 1-2 to Arcia. A slow roller that will dribble foul up the third baseline. It remains 1-2.
I mean, the reality is, what happens during rain delays for players and broadcasters, I guess you could say? Well, you eat a little too much. You might make some purchases that you regret. And every once in a while, somebody gets talked into singing a national anthem.
There you go. One for the ages. It was an historic rain delay of 5 hours. The 1-2, over the mound with a ground ball, backhanded by Mateo. Long throw to first, and he gets him. 2 up, 2 down for Povich to begin the top of the third. He looks much more comfortable in this game than he did in his first Major League start against Toronto. Much friendlier environment, but that was a nice play by Mateo. Back at second base tonight for the first time in over a week. 2 away, here's Michael Harris. Left on left, and a strike at the top of the zone with a sweeper. 0-1. Povich will throw everything plus the kitchen sink at you. This is the International League Pitcher of the Month in April. The 0-1. Loop foul out of play off to our left, 0-2. The third inning is brought to you by the Johns Hopkins Children's Center, always moving forward to discover what's possible. Johns Hopkins Children's Center, forward for our children. 0-2 to the leadoff hitter, Michael Harris II. And the pitch by Povich. Lined into right field, that's down for a base hit. Harris will make a turn at first as O'Hearn gets to it quickly, and he'll retreat back to the bag. And that's the first hit of the game for either club, a 2-out single by Harris here in the top of the third. Orioles are red hot. They have won a season-high 5 in a row and 15 of 19 games. The pitch, swing and a miss. That was a changeup, and Ozzy Albies was fooled badly. And then of all the amazing things to look at for the Orioles right now, 19-7 against teams that are 500 or better might be the most impressive data point. The 0-1. Ground ball hit to shortstop. Henderson, a nifty backhand, long throw to first, and he got him. Oh, what a play. Gunnar went a long way to get that ground ball, and he fired to first. And that's today's play that made you smile. And it's brought to you by Affordable Dentures and Implants. Call 1-800-DENTURE today. Another great play by Gunnar Henderson. The Braves leave one. We head to the bottom of the third at Camden Yards. No score on the Orioles.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
.org. The home of the Orioles, WBAL News Radio.
Hey, Berlin, join us for an exciting weekend at the Yard as the O's take on the first place Phillies. Saturday and Sunday sold out, so grab your tickets for Friday. There is limited availability. Hurry to Orioles.com/tickets to get your tickets today.
That's Jeff. I'm Brett, and a strike one to Cedric Mullins to begin the bottom of the third. No score. Too young. University of Nebraska products. And this is a line drive down the right field line. That's a base hit. Mullins around first base. He's taking for two, and he will make it with a slide. Cedric Mullins, a leadoff double. That's good to see. And he begins the bottom of the third, and he's in scoring position very quickly. First hit for Baltimore.
Well, it just takes a couple of hits, I think, to build some confidence and some traction, and that's what Mullins had in Sunday's game, including one triple, which was big, and they're barreled one up from pitcher who throws really hard in Spencer Schwellenbach, and the Orioles already a possible first run in scoring position.
The Braves will play tight at the corners with Mateo batting. He bunts, and he pulls back and takes a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Mateo with a 3-run homer yesterday. You at least want to get it to the right side right now. Jorge has struggled bunting in his career. On deck, Gunnar Henderson. No score, bottom three. The pitch. Mateo not bunting, and he takes a fastball up and in, 1-1. Schwellenbach went to Nebraska, but he's from Saginaw, Michigan. Town of about 45,000 people. The 1-1. Mateo, a looper into shallow right. That's going to get down for a base hit. Mullins had to hold up, so he will only make it to third. A bloop single for Mateo, and they're on the corners with nobody out. And now the Orioles can get very creative with this kind of speed on the bags as Gunnar Henderson comes to the plate. Yeah, the only thing, Jeffrey, I really know about Saginaw, Michigan, is from the great Simon & Garfunkel song, America.
I believe they had an IHL team there at one point.
There goes Mateo. The pitch is outside. Throw to second base. Way too late. Mateo steals the bag, and it's 1-0 to Henderson. Yeah, the line from Paul Simon in what is truly one of my all-time favorite songs. It took me 4 days to hitchhike from Saginaw, and I've gone to look for America. The 1-0 to Gunnar. Swing and a miss. A changeup that was down Gunnar took a big rip at it, came up empty. 1-1. Mullins at third, Mateo at second. Baltimore threatening in the bottom of the third. Rutschman on deck. The pitch. Henderson, a cut and a miss. Back-to-back changeups. That one was even further down. Really good pitch there. And it's 1-2 to Gunnar. Yeah, Saginaw about 103 miles north of Detroit Rock City.
Oh, I'm looking this up, Brad. I got one really good Saginaw reference we completely missed.
Uh-oh. The 1-2 to Gunnar. He takes a third changeup in a row down. 2-2.
I'll make this quick because they're at second and third. But remember when Kramer and Newman on Seinfeld tried their transportation bottle scheme? The final endpoint, which they didn't make it to, was Saginaw, Michigan.
2-2. Foul right back of home plate off the catcher. Sean Murphy remains 2-2. You are right about that. Well, you come to our radio broadcast, you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, we are Forrest Gump broadcasters.
Second and third, nobody out. 2-2 to Henderson. The pitch. A roller to first base. Mullins coming home, and Olsen has one play, and that's at first as Mullins scores, and it's 1-0 Orioles. Mateo to third. So an RBI and a productive out for Henderson.
Yeah, you had Mullins going on contact. That's a tough play for Matt Olsen because he's got to charge in before the ball makes that second hop. And when he got to it, he looked home and then realized, I'm only going to get one out here. So he takes the out, but the Orioles will get a run, and now Mateo standing 90 feet away.
RBI opportunity for Adley as the Braves bring their entire infield in the bottom of the third. Rutschman, a slow tapper foul. Big long swing by Adley there and a curveball, and it's 0-1. Mountcastle on deck, only one away. Orioles have a run in this Nebraska matchup. The pitch to Adley. A roller again to first. This does go foul, though. Wide of the bag. 0-2 to Rutschman. Yeah, Cody Ashley, Orioles hitting coach, or one of their hitting coaches, a couple of days ago told me it's the biggest day in Cornhusker history. And listen, people might say, well, it's not a prestigious baseball program, but if this was two pitchers from Vanderbilt, it would also be a huge deal. The 0-2. Adley, a big rip at it, and he fouls it back behind home plate. 0-2. And I am curious how many people might be listening to us right now from the great state of Nebraska.
Could be quite a few.
Lincoln and beyond. Povich actually grew up in Omaha, just about 40 minutes away from Lincoln. The 0-2. Ground ball first base. Mateo coming home. Throw gets by the catcher, and Mateo will score. Rutschman on his way to second, and he will make it with a slide. It will be a throwing error on Olsen, and it's a 2-0 Baltimore lead. An aggressive throw home by the first baseman Olsen with the speed of Mateo chugging down the line. I think a good throw, and it would have been very close. Olsen was pinched in, and that was just a skipping throw past the catcher Murphy. They will give Adley the RBI, but it's an E3 in what becomes an error that gets him to second base. And now Mountcastle bats with the runner in score position and a fastball away, 1-0. Well, when you're losing, and the Braves have uncharacteristically been doing that, 3-6 this month. And they haven't won since they reached the Mid-Atlantic on Friday. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. Maybe you make a mistake like that, where you're pressing a little bit, only the third. I don't know, probably get the out there, the short one. Instead, Olsen unloaded a throw home, and it was not a good one. 2-0 to the batter, Mountcastle. Swing and a miss. chased one there that was down. That's 2-1.
I mean, I think you feel comfortable with Matt Olson taking that chance. He's a really good first baseman. He's won 2 different Gold Gloves over there. And I'm with you. I think a on-target throw, and it is very close to the plate.
The 2-1. Grounded foul to the on-deck circle of Atlanta. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Mountcastle. Ryan O'Hearn is on deck. Schwellenbach checks the runner at second, now comes home. Down and away, good take by Ryan, and it's 3-2. 45 pitches for Schwellenbach. Just his 3rd major league game, and someone who made a total of 24 minor league starts in parts of 2 seasons. The 3-2. 97 and low, that's ball 4. Close pitch. First and second, and just 1 away. And now former Orioles pitching coach and current Braves pitching coach Rick Kranitz out to the mound here at Camden Yards. Ryan O'Hearn is going to come up in a big spot. Kranitz, who was really admired here, baseball lifer. You can see him actually gesticulating on the mound and really explaining things to his young right-hander and to the catcher Murphy.
I mean, this is a pitcher, Brett. He wouldn't be in the major leagues if the circumstances were more ideal. But as we said earlier, the reason why he's up here is because they feel like a couple of these young starters give the Braves the best chance to win. And for Rick Kranitz, it's a lot of teaching moments, I'm sure, because for Schwellenbach, he's pitched only 110 innings in the minor leagues, and now he's already up in the major leagues. And when you have that little time in the pro ranks, it is so difficult to do what he's doing.
Ryan O'Hearn takes a little low, appeal to third base, and O'Hearn was able to hold up 1-0.
And you can contrast that with his buddy Cade Povich, who has got a lot more time in the minor leagues, having thrown over 300 innings.
O'Hearn takes a strike. That's a good pitch. A curveball on the outer half at the knees, 1-1. Well, Cade Povich will really get a lead for the first time in his major league career when he takes them out in the 4th. The 1-1. O'Hearn foul tips at home plate. That came up and got Murphy in a really terrible spot. Oh, boy. He is hunched over behind home plate. Ryan O'Hearn literally puts his arm around him. And now the Braves training staff will come out and chat with him. Pretty much as bad as you can possibly imagine. 1-2 to the batter O'Hearn. First and second, 1 out. A foul ball that took a bad hop as it went backwards. Sean Murphy tells the trainer, I'm okay. Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, is in no rush. What do they say about the gentleman in masks in this game?
They look out for each other.
One and two to Ryan O'Hearn. We're ready. Schwellenbach from the stretch. He checks the runner at second. Comes home. The pitch is low. Backhanded by Murphy. 2-2. Rutschman at second. Mountcastle at first. Santander is on deck. The 2-2 pitch to O'Hearn, who's having a big June. Fastball just off the plate inside. It's 3-2. Big opportunity here for Ryan O'Hearn. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle, hit sharply. Arcia, the shortstop, has it. He steps on the bag for one, on to first, a double play. That was a rocket up the middle. Arcia was positioned perfectly and was able to start the double play. but the Orioles score twice. They take a 2-0 lead as we head to the fourth on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hello, this is Amelia from 98 Rock, inviting you to rock and roll up your sleeve to give blood at the 90.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The fourth inning is brought to you by the 2024 Toyota RAV4, available in gas, hybrid, and plug-in electric options. Visit your Baltimore area Toyota dealer today or shop now at buyatoyota.com. Well, Cade Povich has a 2-0 lead in this game as he goes to work in the top of the fourth. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, and he takes a called strike. 0-1. So far for Povich, he's allowed just one hit. A pitch low to Ozuna, 1-1. One hit, and he's hit a batter. So 2 base runners so far for Povich in his second Major League start and his home debut. The young lefty deals. Fastball up and away, 2-1. Had a chance before the game to meet Cade's folks, Father Tim, Mother Kelly, also his lovely fiancée Sophia. Line drive to the gap in left center field. Mullins on the run, but he'll have to play it on one bounce, and that's a leadoff single for Marcell Ozuna. Matt Olson will bat, 2-0 Baltimore, top of the fourth. And his parents were obviously just beaming. They were nervous. They were excited. It is odd. They got to Toronto, but it's one thing to make your Major League debut kind of last second with a call-up and then do it on the road and do it in another country. Pitch is outside, 1-0. But Cade's mother, Kelly, was saying that at 2 years old, he was picking up a baseball. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there. And it's 1-1. That was a fastball. Tied him up. His fiancée, Sophia, they've been together for a while, and they were actually together when the big trade happened that sent Povich from the Twins organization to Baltimore at the deadline in 2022. She said it turned their world upside down, but obviously it's the best thing that's ever happened to Cade professionally. Swing and a foul tip at home plate. 1-2 to the slugger, Matt Olson. All three were very nervous before this game, but very excited. It's been a long time coming. Cade was born in Reno, Nevada, but they moved to Nebraska, Omaha to be exact, when he was about 2. Fastball that just missed off the outside corner, 2-2. About 40 miles or so from Omaha to Lincoln, where the University of Nebraska is, at least the big state school. The 2-2. Looped into left field. On the run is Hayes. He won't get it. It's a base hit. Hayes cuts it off before the corner. Stopping at second base is Ozuna. But back-to-back singles for the Braves to begin the top of the fourth. So Povich in hot water for the first time in this game. Birds ahead 2-0. Austin Riley, the batter. Povich has to deal with one of the best sluggers in baseball, although having a tough year. Ground ball, third base, just foul. Urias would have had to play a backhand. It got by him down the line. It was just foul. 0-1 to Riley. I mean, that's as close as it can be to being fair, and called foul by the third base umpire, Chad Whitson. That it was very close. Left on right here. Riley's really struggling. Average down to 224. Just 3 home runs all season for the big slugger. The pitch. Fastball outside, 1-1. We asked earlier, who's listening in Nebraska? The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 92, and it tied him up. 1-2. And Jeffrey, believe it or not, we have some responses. People listening to us in the Cornhusker State. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And he got him with a slow hook. 4th strikeout for Povich. And there's one away in the top of the 4th. Someone wrote, you asked about people listening to Nebraska. I guarantee it's a pretty big number. I'm listening on the MLB app from Omaha. Go Big Red. That's from Big Red on X. One away, and the pitch to Duvall. Swing and a miss.
I like it.
Trevor Fitzgerald says, hi, Jeff and Brett. I'm listening from Nebraska. Well, keep them coming. 0-1 to the batter Duvall. First and second, one away. The pitch. Skied, out of play, foul. Off to our right, it's 0-2.
I mean, I get this sense, Brett, that, you know, if you played at Nebraska or have a connection to Nebraska, that's something that's always going to be with you in a way that it isn't always the same with every other state.
And Povich, really a local product. Grew up in Omaha, which has this great baseball tradition there alone just because of the College World Series. 0-2 to the batter Duvall, who's really struggling. Ground ball to third base. Urias plays a big hop. He goes to second for one. Mateo with the relay to first. And it's too late. Too late, says the first base umpire, Malachi Moore. It was close to being an any double play. Brandon Hyde wants to make sure if he was in fact safe, it's first and third with 2 down, and Brandon Hyde says play on. A big stretch on the back end by Mountcastle. Ozuna to third. Olsen is erased. And now the catcher Murphy will bat. That was very close. It was a tough hop for Urias. It kind of played him. Right around the belt buckle, he had to field it. So Povich trying to get out of this top of the 4th. And Murphy takes a fastball inside, 1-0. And I'm sure it's somewhat parochial in Nebraska, and also just everyone's very proud of anyone who goes there and does well. I was looking back at all the good major leaguers who went there. I know you did the same, Jeff. The 1-0. Fastball off the plate, 2-0. There's been a few in recent history. Darren Erstad, Alex Gordon.
Jabba Chamberlain
pitched in the famous Delman Young double game.
That's right.
The 2-0. A strike there to Murphy, 2-1. Also, for at least a moment, was a Yankee villain. I think just a moment.
And then, of course, the Orioles tie that you mentioned, Cody Ashe, who, you know, when you hear him talk about Nebraska, is just this sense of pride.
Proud. The 2-1. Ground ball to shortstop. Henderson in the hole. He goes a short way to second, and he got him. Nicely done, Cade Povich. First and second, nobody out, and the Braves do not score. We head to the last of the fourth at Camden Yards, 2-0.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
FINRA SIPC.
WBAL News Radio 1090, FM 101.5, and the WBAL app.
Brett Hollander, Jeff Arnold, Oriole Park at Camden Yards on a perfect evening for baseball in downtown Baltimore. 2-0 Orioles. A matchup of rookies and collegiate teammates in this game. So far, Baltimore has the edge as they look to win a season-high 6 consecutive games and get to a season-high 23 games above 500. This is just game number 67. Anthony Santander takes a strike one. On the inside corner, 0-1. Santander, Hayes, and Urias due up for the Orioles in the bottom of the fourth. A looper coming back towards us, Jeffrey, just over our heads. Now, if you made that catch to go along with your anthem performance, that's what we call a complete game in broadcasting.
It is?
Well, I made that up.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people believe you until I gave it away.
Line drive up the middle, base hit. Almost took the head off of Schwellenbach. And it's a leadoff single for Anthony to begin the bottom of the fourth. Got a text from one of my all-time favorites, Jimmy Patsos, great coach for many years under Gary Williams at the University of Maryland, of course, Loyola University here in Baltimore, Siena. And he says, Omaha is the perfect city for college baseball and the College World Series. He loves it. He's also on his way to the ballpark today. Huge Orioles fan. Ground ball right back to Schwellenbach. Actually, that was a low liner just off the dirt of the mound, and it's going to be a double play. Hayes lines out, and then a lob toss to first to erase Santander. That was a rocket, but a great play. It was just off the dirt. And it's a line-out double play, 1-3. Base is empty for Urias. Urias takes a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. I'm trying to keep up with all the people listening from Nebraska, and saw someone saying, well, I'm sorry, I'm not in Nebraska, I'm in Arkansas listening. Down away for a ball, 1-1. Sometimes I feel we're like an old-timey radio show, which I like. My friend Flash Phelps does this show all the time on satellite radio, giving shout-outs to people all over the country listening. Low for a ball, 2-1.
They just want to be connected.
Yep.
And we're all about that. I think
if there's one good thing about social media, this might be it. 2-1 to the batter, Urias. Wave and a miss, 2-2. Also, I know his last day isn't until Friday, but I'm not working on Friday. I want to send congratulations on a career well done to Jamie Costello, 37 years, great newsman and anchor for WMAR, Channel 2 in Baltimore. 37 years, amazing. Urias pops this up, back of home plate. Murphy, the catcher, loses the mask, up against the netting, and he has it for the out. Nicely done, Sean Murphy. It ends up being an inning where Schwellenbach faces the middle.
News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Hi, this is Tori Snell. Be sure to catch my show weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on WBAL Radio.
2-0 the O's, top of the fifth. And here to tell you about it, the Phantom of the Opera, Jeff Arnold.
The Phantom of the Opera is there. Well, I'm here, but he's there. Brandon Anderson is going to start off the fifth inning. Orioles 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 0-3-1 for Atlanta, as this pitch is a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1. Orlando Arcia to follow, then Michael Harris the second. The fifth inning against Povich has been good so far. 3 hits allowed, no runs. The 0-1 offering, and it's a swing and a miss. Went to his changeup and had Anderson out in front, 0-2. And on top of that, he and Spencer Schwellenbach have their college head coach here. As we said, the 0-2 offering, breaking ball, foul tip, strike 3. Anderson is down on strikes as it's a curveball, which strikes him out. And Brian Anderson, in 2 at-bats against Povich, has struck out both times. The fifth inning brought to you by A Bright Idea Advertising and Public Relations. Make A Bright Idea part of your team. You can visit ideadreamteam.com. So with 1 away, here comes Arcia. Very talented shortstop for the Braves. The pitch. And Povich hits the outside corner for a called strike 1. Arcia grounded out to second base. His first time up. 0-1. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Arcia among the National League leaders in doubles. He's collected 16 of them on the season. Orioles ahead 2-0 as Povich delivers on 1-1. And it's a swing and a miss. That curveball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has thrown some good curveballs in this game. A lot of break to that pitch. One and 2 the count. Povich looks in, goes into his motion, the 1-2 offering. And it's high with a heater, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Povich in this game, he's gotten more swings and misses off his curveball than any other pitch. 2-2 the count. The next offering from the lefty. It is fouled off at home plate. And last night, Cade Povich, chance to watch another really good lefty in Max Fried. Orioles handed Fried a loss, but before that, Max Fried, for the last month and a half or so, been one of the best pitchers in baseball. 2-2. Popped up. Adley Rutschman, the catcher, moving up the first base line in foul ground. He makes the catch in the grass just outside the apron of the home plate circle. Second out of the inning, and it's back to the top of the order. Now, Povich, it's interesting. Brad Brock made this comparison last week. He said that watching the delivery and the mannerisms of Cade Povich, they're very similar to Max Fried's. And the stuff might be a little bit different, but the way that he operates on the mound, it kind of reminds me of Max Fried. And that is actually the nickname Cade Povich got from Connor Norby. As there's a strike and a Harris over the outside corner, 0-1. And to make it sound even weirder, I was talking to some of the Braves broadcasters before the game. Here's the turn of the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike, who were walking in with Cade today, and they said that he even kind of sounds like Max Fried. They said that if Povich was passed off as Max Fried's brother, you would believe it. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harris jumped out in front of a sweeper. So great secondary pitches from Povich in this inning. Trying to make it through 5 scoreless. 2-0 Orioles leading. The 1-2 offering outside. Sweeper too far outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Ozzy Albies waits on deck. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Sweeper, he brought it back. And Harris out in front of it. 7 strikeouts for Cade Povich. And his first start at Camden Yards has been a good one. That is 5 scoreless innings of 3-hit baseball. We're halfway home at Camden Yards.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Orioles baseball is here on WBAL News Radio.
Birdland, we need your vote. The 2024 All-Star Game is right around the corner. Vote for your favorite Orioles 5 times. 5 times, and get 30% off tickets for select upcoming home games.
First pitch to Cedric Mullins. Shows bunt and takes low ball 1.
Voting is live. Cast your vote at Orioles.com/All-Star.
How many times again, Brett?
5 times.
1-0. Low. Mullins again pulls back the bunt, and it's down 2-0.
That's totally above board in this situation.
2-0 Orioles leading the Braves, bottom of the 5th. Schwellenbach delivers, and Mullins will take a strike.
We have like 5 people in our booth tonight, so if everyone votes 5 times for Adley and for Santander and for Gunnar, etc.
That's 25 votes. Ground ball foul over the first base dugout, 2-2. I never claimed to be good at math, Brett, but we can do that.
I think there'll be a few Orioles heading to Arlington for the Midsummer Classic.
Gunnar Henderson is a lock. Adley Rutschman will get one of the 2 catcher spots. 2-2. Mullins drives it out to center field, sends Harris back, but he's got room. Roaming to his left, he makes the catch. Head level, and there's out number 1. Yeah, I think for Gunnar Henderson, the question is going to just be, is he going to start, or maybe is Bobby Witt Jr. going to start? Adley Rutschman, same question. Would he start, or would Salvador Perez start? But there are cases to be made for Ryan Mountcastle. There are cases to be made for Jordan Westberg. You expect Corbin Burns is going to be a part of it. Make sure to vote as much as you can. 5 times, remember, per day. And then you give these really good players an opportunity to maybe go to Arlington.
Also get 30% off tickets. We got 3 sellouts, or at least 2 sellouts coming this weekend. And Friday is very limited right now. So if you're interested in that game, better get on it.
Also use it for tomorrow for the day game. As Mateo stands in right side, Schwellenbach pitches. Strike on an offering in the middle, 0-1.
I'm going Saturday as a fan, which I rarely get to do, but I am off.
0-1 pitch. Mateo chops it foul over to the third base dugout, strike 2.
I'm going, and no kids. It's going to be a few friends and also the lovely Mrs. Hollander. It's an early bird Saturday.
The kick in the 0-2. Off the fist foul. Goes into the seats on the first base side. Can't really beat it. The weather has been perfect since we have gotten back, and seems like it will be good over the course of the weekend. 0-2 against Mateo. The pitch. He's underneath this one, pops it up. Your first base, Matt Olson, walks onto the grass. The tall first baseman makes the catch above his left shoulder for out number 2 of the bottom of the 5th inning. Now Gunnar Henderson stepping in, going to look for his first hit of the game against Spencer Schwellenbach. Henderson had a good contingent of family and friends make the trip from Selma all the way to Atlanta last year. Grew up watching the Braves, but maybe didn't have a favorite team per se. Pitch in. Fastball above the letters for ball 1. Yesterday sat out his first game of the season. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, he said that he was fine if they had asked him to play. But I think Brandon Hyde figures that no matter how young you are, you've got to get a break at some point. As the 1-1 is cued foul. Grabbed behind home plate by Sean Murphy, and Bill Miller throws the arms up to indicate foul ball. 1-2. And it made sense that yesterday might be the day, just because the Orioles had come off 8 straight games on turf between Toronto and Tampa Bay. 2-0 O's lead, 1-2, 2 out. Schwellenbach pitches way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we mentioned this last night also. They needed Mateo to come off the IL really to do that. Ideally, you could have put Westberg or Urias there, but they wanted their next best shortstop to play.
2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul. That got a piece of the catcher. And so tonight, you get both Henderson and Mateo in your starting lineup. There's a lot of room up the middle. If it goes somewhere near second base, you trust that one of them is going to get to it. 2-2. Broken bat flare out to left. This is past Riley, and it'll go down the left field line. Henderson's going to try for 2. Duvall has got it. His throw will be short of the bag, and Henderson's got a 2-out double. Well, he sawed him off, but because of where it was placed, a little dying quail down the left field line, it means all Henderson had to do was get on his horse, and he'd have a double.
Well, that's the thing, Jeff, because he's always on his horse. No one runs harder and thinks about the next base quite like Gunnar.
He's on, and now Adley Rutschman, who's been on twice, is going to step in there, seeing if the Orioles can add to this 2-0 lead. Spin and throw to second base. Henderson is back safely as Arcia snuck behind Henderson, and the shortstop applied the tag, but after Henderson was already there. Here's the pitch. Rutschman fists this one foul past the first baseman Olson, going into foul territory as it landed on the foul warning track right near the tarp. 0-1 the count. Orioles tonight have gone 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Schwellenbach started to settle down a little bit after the third inning. Here's the 0-1. Down with a breaking ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the amount of confidence you have to imagine that you could build if you are making, for Schwellenbach is just his third major league start, and you're facing the top offense in baseball, that could go a long way. 1-1. Rutschman takes in the dirt for ball 2. And same thing I think could be said for Cade Povich. I mean, for the Braves, the offensive numbers are what they are, but if you just look at the names and the track records of so many of these players, that is good for a feeling like I belong here. 2-1 pitch, tapper foul off the Orioles dugout on the first base side, 2-2. Even against Adley Rutschman. Great bat control once he gets to 2 strikes, and no hitter on the Orioles has driven in more runs with 2 outs. Deuce is wild. The pitch. Did he go too far? He did. Could not check at a slider that was darting in on him. Rutschman is down on strikes, and Henderson is stranded at second base. Orioles will carry a 2-0 lead on Atlanta into the 6th inning on the Orioles.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The show right here at WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Orioles Radio Network.
WBAL, WIYY HD2 Baltimore. This is WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Orioles 2, Braves nothing. Start of the 6th inning. Cade Povich back to work, and so is Brett Holliday.
Thank you, Jeff. And the first pitch is popped up off the bat of Ozzy Albies, shallow right. O'Hearn charging in. He's calling off the second baseman, Mateo, and a 1-pitch, 1 out in the top of the 6th. Wow. 80 pitches now for Povich, who's through 5 1/3. What a performance for the young left-hander, 24 years of age. And now he'll have to go through Marcell Ozuna at least one more time. He has a 2-0 lead. He's allowed just 3 hits. He has hit a batter. As Ozuna takes a big breaking ball in the outer half, 0-1. The Orioles bullpen is quiet. Povich is completely stretched out, so that's the good news. Up and away with a fastball, 1-1. pitch. Line drive down the left field line. That is going to be a foul ball. If it was foul, it was foul by inches, says Chad Whitson, the third base umpire. He was right down the line in shallow left. You had a good look at it. That was in the corner. This is one the Braves can review. They are on the horn. It was very close. My goodness. The angle we just saw would not be definitive in any way. That was from the first base side, a high camera. If the Braves were to get this overturned, they need something that would be really from the Orioles dugout. The ball did make a left turn as soon as it landed, which makes me think it was off either the chalk or some indentation down the left field line. It is 1-2, though, to Ozuna. Popped him up. Shallow right again. O'Hearn is in. Out is Mountcastle, and there's a miscommunication, and the ball lands in there for a base hit. Mountcastle looked at O'Hearn. O'Hearn looked at Mountcastle, and no one made the play. A bloop infield hit, or a bloop base hit off the bat of Ozuna. Dylan Tate warming up now in the Baltimore bullpen. Just the fourth hit allowed by Povich. No walks and 6 strikeouts. And now Matt Olson, a very dangerous left-handed batter, will come to the plate with Ozuna on it first. Ground ball left side. Diving stop by Urias. A flip to second for one. Relay to first. And it's too late, says the first base umpire, Malachi Moore. What a spectacular play by Ramon Urias. That was ticketed for left field and a base hit. He had to make a lob toss to Henderson on the bag at second. Mountcastle put his hands up. He thought they got him at first base. But it doesn't look like the Orioles will review it. Either way, that's a huge second out.
Yeah, it was a very close play. I don't think Ramon got a great grip on the baseball, and that's why it kind of came in like a grenade to second.
So 2 down. Olsen at first as Riley looks at a fastball off the plate outside 1-0. That would have been one of the great double plays of the season. Still, he gets an out. It was very close at first base. If that gets by him, this inning looks very different right now. But now Povich, a good pitch away from getting out of it. That's past Urias. Into left field for a base hit. Ground ball that got through on the left side. Not hit all that sharply off the bat of Riley, but first and second with 2 outs. Adam Duvall, who has power but is really struggling, will come to the plate. 0 for 2. And now Drew French, the Orioles pitching coach, will stall as Tate continues to get loose in the Baltimore bullpen. The entire Orioles infield will congregate around the young left-hander, Cade Povich. This is likely going to be his last batter. With 2 down here in the top of the 6th, the Orioles have a 2-0 lead. Povich, who's allowed 2 hits in this inning, but one was a bloop gift hit off the bat of Ozuna. Now, Urias did take a hit away, but Povich now at 87 pitches. Adam Duvall, who's in his second tour with the Braves, signed as a free agent in March of this year. The pitch. And a strike one at the knees, 0-1. Parts of 10 big league seasons for Duvall. He has 163 career home runs. Olsen is at second base, Riley at first. The 0-1. Skied. On the infield dirt, Urias now backing up. Henderson calling for it. Urias still backing up. And it's Henderson straddling the line to put it away. And the Braves leave 2.
and it's 6 shutout innings from the young left.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Annapolis's homegrown local music festival on Back Creek and 2nd Street in Eastport. Purchase tickets in advance at eastportarockin.com.
I'm Tony Thornton. Get traffic updates with me weekday mornings with C4 and Brian Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
The 6th inning is brought to you by PNC. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Cade Povich getting hugs in the Orioles dugout. His day likely over. And he will leave this game with a lead. Right now, it is 2-0 as Ryan Mountcastle bats in the bottom of the 6th. Little tapper back to the mound. Pitcher has it on to first, and a 1-pitch. Mountcastle retired. You have to give Schwellenbach a lot of credit. He is having his best major league start against the best offense he's faced by far. And he's looked good. He's only allowed 4 hits. The Braves haven't scored in this series. O'Hearn takes a strike down the middle, 0-1. The Orioles only have 10 hits in this series so far through a game and a half. 6 total runs. But the Braves haven't done anything offensively. Luke Powell had a playoff to our left. 0-2. So the Orioles will turn this thing over to their bullpen in the top of the 7th. The 0-2. O'Hearn takes low for a ball, 1-2, appeal to third base. He held up. The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is presented by Navy Football. 2024 Navy Football season tickets and single game tickets are on sale now. Purchase your tickets today at NavySports.com. O'Hearn grounds one past the mound, fielded by the shortstop Arcia, on to first, 2 down. Spencer Schwellenbach has been really good tonight. Just outdueled by a former college teammate and friend. 2 down. Here's Anthony Santander with the bases empty. Right now, it's about to get underway in Kansas City, Missouri. Royals and Yankees. New York has won the first 2 games in that series. Santander, a big cut and a miss, 0-1. New York started play 2.5 games ahead of Baltimore, but only 1 ahead in the loss column in the AL East. The 0-1, another big rip at it by Santander, and he fouls it back towards the bricks behind home plate, 0-2. Rays walked off the Cubs last night, and they're leading Chicago in St. Pete right now, 2-1, bottom of the 5th. Jesse Chavez warming up in the Atlanta pen. Swing and a miss by Santander. He's down on strike. So Schwellenbach pitches really well. He gives up 2 runs in 6 if his night is over.
Scott and Spiegel.
I'm Valerie Preactor. Tomorrow morning, I'll recap today's game with C4 and Brian Neiman on WBAL News Radio.
New pitcher on for the Orioles. It's Dylan Tate. And it's brought to you by New Look Home Design. Renew with New Look Home Design, your one-stop shop for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit newlookhomedesign.com or call 800-279-5300. The night is over, and what a night for Cade Povich as Dylan Tate throws a strike on the outside corner, a sinker at 95 to the catcher Sean Murphy to jump ahead 0-1. It's 2-0 Orioles, top of the 7th. Tate making his 20th appearance, a 2.5 ERA. The 0-1, ground ball to shortstop. It backs up Henderson. He grabs it on a bounce, fires to first, 1 down. The 7th inning is brought to you by the Maryland Mortgage Program. 7 steps to home ownership. Start your journey at mmp.maryland.gov. Pinch hitter here for Atlanta. For Brian Anderson, it's going to be Jared Kelenic batting with 1 out and the bases empty. Tate's pitch, 95 off the plate, 1-0. The southpaw Keegan Aiken warming up for Baltimore. The 1-0. Kelenic, a cut and a miss. That was a changeup. It's 1-1, but for Cade Povich, he is the story tonight. One of the team's best pitching prospects. 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts in his home debut. That pitch is low, 2-1 to Kelenic. He hit a batter, 89 pitches and 63 strikes. Quite a performance by Cade Povich, and the Braves have still not scored in this series. Shutout yesterday, and there's 1 out in the top of the 7th so far tonight. 2-1 to Kelenic. The pitch by Tate. Low roller foul, first base side. Now the Orioles bullpen that has just been incredible. We'll try and finish this one. It is a very tight ball game. Very much leverage innings here for the Orioles. The 2-2 from Dylan Tate. A little low, 3-2. This pen has allowed just 1 unearned run over the last 9 games, spanning now 26 innings. The pitch. Now tipped. That's off Rutschman. And he is hunched over behind home plate. He says he's okay. No one from the Orioles dugouts coming to check. Tough guy back there. And in the Orioles' last 13 games, O's relievers have a .44 ERA. .44. The lowest bullpen ERA in the big leagues during that time. Dylan Tate from the windup. He kicks and deals. Grounded to second base. Mateo bobbles the ground ball, picks it up, and he has no play. That's going to be an E4, and that will bring the tying run to the plate in the top of the 7th.
And it seemed like he was caught in between. Does he want to go get the ball, or does he want to stay back on it? And by him staying back on it, he got a hop that he wasn't expecting, and that was the reason for the error.
Hard to criticize any part of this Orioles team these days, but if there is one, we've seen a few more errors as of late. That gets Arcia to the plate. 1 away, Kelenic on it first. The pitch. A sinker down the middle, and it's 0-1. Tate has gotten 2 ground balls, which means that sinker's moving to begin this top of the 7th. This could be Tate's last batter. The lefty Michael Harris is on deck with Aiken ready and warm in the Baltimore bullpen. The 0-1. There's a strike. A sweeper. And it's 0-2 to the batter Arcia. Joe Jimenez warming up for Atlanta. The 0-2 pitch from Tate. First a toss over to first. They had him leaning, but Kelenic gets back. I say that about the defense. We've also seen spectacular defense, even though there have been a few more errors recently. The 0-2, a slow roller foul. past the third base coach's box, and it remains 0-2. Mountcastle holding Kelnick on at first. There he goes. The pitch is low for a ball. Throw to second base is too late. Kelnick steals the bag. So he's in scoring position with one out. And it's 1-2 to the batter Arcia. One and two to Arcia. Tate from the stretch. His pitch. A slow roller to third base. Urias has it. Fires to first, and it's wide. And Mountcastle got the tag on the runner to first in Arcia. He applied it right on his helmet, and there's two away. Urias' throw, he really set himself, and that throw was high and wide. Mountcastle had to leave the bag, and he got him in the back of the helmet and around the neck area. So two down, here comes Brandon Hyde. So two down, and a pitching change here at Camden Yards. It's brought to you by Point Breeze Credit Union. The Orioles have a 2-0 lead. The Braves have a runner in scoring position. Two down as Keegan Aiken comes on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Nick Barbieri.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Come out to Camden Yards Thursday, June 13th as the O's take on the Braves at 1:05. Get to the yard early because the first 15,000 fans, 15 and over, receive an Ocean City t-shirt presented by Ocean City Tourism. Spend your day at the yard. Buy your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
All right, Jeff. As Keegan Aiken delivers a ball one to Michael Harris, 1-0. Jared Kelnick at second, 2-0 Orioles. Aiken making his 29th appearance, a 3.73 ERA. Swing and a miss. A slider there, and it's 1-1. Opponent seeing just 217 against Aiken, although he has not been as sharp recently. Harris 1 for 3. Aiken's pitch, 96 and high, 2-1. Aiken trying to keep the shutout intact. Because the Braves aren't hitting at all, it feels like this score is much more lopsided than it is in reality. I mean, it's 2-0. This is razor thin. Harris takes a slider low, 3-1. I would think Ynier Cano is not available tonight. We know Danny Coulombe is on the IL, although good reports earlier today. Shallow center on a pop-up. Mullins, a long run. Hayes calling for it. Now Mullins steps in front of Hayes, and he makes the catch for the final out in the top of the 7th. So Aiken gets his man. And the Orioles' lead is intact. It's 2-0 as we stretch it out in downtown Baltimore. It's brought to you by MedStar Health. The Four hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 89 pitches, 62 strikes. Kind of a tough luck situation. There was an error by Matt Olson where he may have had an opportunity to throw out Jorge Mateo at the plate. But the run was charged to the pitcher. New pitcher for Atlanta. And it's Jesse Chavez. And it's fouled back by Austin Hayes. 0-1. Chavez, the ageless one. In his 17th season at the age of 40. Pitches outside to Hayes 1-1, and he'll be 41 during the baseball season in August. Chavez in his 21st game as Hayes grounds his foul, third base side, 1-2. He has a 1.37 ERA. Just amazing. He was great last year for Atlanta, a 1.56 ERA. And in some ways, he's pitching his best baseball at the end of his career. 627 major league appearances with a 4.23 lifetime ERA. The 1-2 pitch to Hayes. 92, and it just missed off the plate. 2-2. Now, at this point, not a big strikeout guy, really. This year averaging less than 7 per 9. Swing and a miss. Hayes down on strikes. So 1 down. Here's Ramon Urias. 1 out, bases empty. Chavez has pitched for Atlanta, Oakland, Texas, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, the Chicago Cubs, the LA Angels, as Urias takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1, the Blue Jays, and the Dodgers. He began his career at 24 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was back in 2008. Lined into right field and deep. Kelnick is on the run, turning around, and it's off the big scoreboard. Urias hesitates as he rounds first, and he has to head back to the bag. It was played perfectly and right by Kelnick, but it's a long single off the wall and right by Urias. And now Mullins will back. Yeah, his debut was in 2008. And Jeffrey, I believe you were still in school in 2008.
Yeah, that's right. I would have been in my junior year at Dickinson College.
I would have been a year out of school. Looped into shallow left off the bat of Mullins. That's going to find some grass. That's a base hit. Mullins has 2 hits. This one of the bloop variety, but he'll take it. He has smoked too many balls at defenders Not to be happy about that. First and second with one out. Another Nebraska product, Aaron Bummer, warming up for the Braves. First and second, one down. Here's Mateo. And Mateo takes a strike down the middle, 0-1. 2008, let's see. Well, my career was just getting started. The 0-1. Another strike down the middle, 0-2, and hopefully they burn the tapes.
I think of that as well when I go back and listen to some of those early broadcast tapes.
The 0-2. Out off. Back to the bricks. You heard it. And it remains 0-2. I mean, I think at that point I was just starting to cover the Orioles and the Ravens. Probably still doing traffic reports. Maybe at a weekend show. Jesse Chavez has been around. A slow breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2. He's been around so long, you could almost play, guess the year with him. I mean, that is, in baseball terms, one heck of a long career. The 1-2. Mateo pops this up. Medium depth center. Hit a mile high. It finally comes down to the center fielder Harris, who makes the catch, and they're 2 away.
I mean, he has pitched through several presidential administrations.
Yes.
George W. Bush was president when he made his debut. Joe Biden is president now, and Joe Biden actually dropped out of the presidential election in 2008, and it's going to be all as Brian Snitker will make the call to the bullpen.
Pitching change at Camden Yards. And it's brought to you by New Look Home Design. Renew with New Look Home Design, your one-stop shop for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit newlookhomedesign.com or call 800-279-50.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
CentricBiz.com.
Hummer from Valencia, California. But on this night, most importantly, a draft pick out of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Left on left, and the pitch way inside to Henderson. 1-0. The third pitcher we've seen tonight from Nebraska. History. Henderson 1 for 3 is a bloop double. Trying to give the Orioles a bit of a cushion. Breaking ball down the way, 2-0. Brett Halder, Jeff Arnold.
We have to get
a cast of thousands.
We have to get one of our interns on this one. Osid needs to check and see, was there a time before where 3 Nebraska pitchers all appeared in the same game?
Well, Osid, you picked a good night, Jeff, for a tough question. The 2-0. Henderson takes a strike. 94 in the inner half. 2-1. Urias, he's at second. Mullins is at first, and Rutschman is on deck. But we do have to get on that. First time since 2017. As this is grounded to first base. Olsen, the first baseman, has it. He'll walk to the bag, and Henderson's retired, and the Orioles leave 2. First time in the same game, 3 players from Nebraska have a
You can enjoy the freedom to find your dream home while continuing to live on your current one. Plus, their team will assist with a seamless move on your schedule. It's really that easy. Call the test your team today at 410-638-9555 and start packing.
I'm Brian Neiman. Join me weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 with C4 on WBAL Radio.
Eighth inning, 2-0 Orioles. And back in to tell you about it, here is Jeff Arnold.
All right, Brett, thanks so much. 2-0 Orioles, 2-6-1 for the O's, 0-5-1 for Atlanta as Albies takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Keegan Aiken came on to get the final out of the 7th inning. The 1-0. Line drive into the gap in left center field. Racing over to get it is Hayes, and Albies holds on at first base. Ozzy Albies, outstanding numbers in his career against left-handed pitching. And his latest hit comes against Keegan Aiken. Leadoff man on base, Marcell Ozuna next, as we tell you the 8th inning brought to you by Chesapeake Telemedicine. Go to ChesapeakeTelemedicine.com and get the care you need without the hassle. Chesapeake Telemedicine is telemedicine made easy. There's a pitch to Marcell Ozuna, and he swings and misses for strike 1. Aiken with good stuff tonight. Saw him hit 96 in the last inning, and he got that heater up to 95. Facing Ozuna, another multi-hit game. He is 2 for 3. The 0-1, up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. And maybe preparing for a couple of batters away when there's a long string of righties. Brian Baker, who just rejoined the Orioles, is throwing in the pen. 1-1. Down and in. 2 balls and a strike. And Brian Baker taking the bullpen spot of Danny Coulomb, who, as Brett says, mentioned earlier today, he thinks they're pretty optimistic about where he is, and hopefully Danny will be back soon. The 2-1 slider darts in for a strike over the outside corner. It's 2-2. Now Brian Baker is back, and his first appearance this year would mark his season debut. 2-0 O's, 2-2. The pitch to Ozuna rings him up, strike 3. Ozuna called out on a fastball over the inside corner. Aiken painted, and there's 1 out in the 8th inning as Ozuna has some words for Bill Miller on his way back to the dugout. It was close, probably a little bit inside. But if you're Marcell Ozuna with his experience, you have got to know that Bill Miller has got one of the biggest strike zones in baseball. Pitch in. Olsen stares at one high for ball one. Bill Miller will usually give some off of the corners, and Aiken the beneficiary there. Olsen has been on base all 3 times he's been up, the 1-0. He swings and fouls it off the top of the net, and they'll go into the seats for a fan. Sounds like made a nice catch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cardinals got 2 runs in the 3rd inning. 1 and a double, 1 and a fielder's choice. Here's a 1-1, and that is cranked out to deep right field. Cowser can steer it back. It is gone. Hits off the gates, leading on to Utah Street, and in the blink of an eye, Matt Olson has tied this game up at 2. One of the game's best home run hitters last season. A lot more quiet this year, but he has evened the score on a left-on-left home run off of Keegan Aiken, the 10th of the year for Olson. Pitch that was 95, really elevated middle part of the plate. Offering home to Riley is golfed down the right field line into the corner. Cowser giving chase, makes the catch near the groundskeeper shed, or not, rather near the garage. It's the 2nd out of the inning. Matt Olson hits the home run. As for Olson, last year, he had a franchise record 54. And if you look at the reasons why the Braves offense has been so far down, it's the home run totals are way down. But Olson got something to his liking, and now it's 2-2. Adam Duvall steps in there. The pitch. Strike at the knees, 0-1. Should have mentioned that Cowser had come into the game to play right field in the place of Ryan O'Hearn. The rest of the defense remains the same. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Duvall took a big hack and falls behind 0-2. Brandon Hyde on the phone to the bullpen. As Baker continues to worm. 2-2 the score. The 0-2 pitch. And that is hit in the air to deep left. Boston Hayes racing back. He reaches the front part of the warning track and makes the catch, crossing from the grass onto the track, ending the inning. But Olson's 2-run homer beyond the high wall. And
not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Made easy. Visit ChesapeakeTelemedicine.com today.
The home of the Orioles, WBAL News Radio.
This copyright broadcast is presented by the authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles.
That is Brett Hollander, Jeff Arnold with you, and in a game that is now tied up. Since the start of the 2016 season, the most number of left-on-left home runs is 66. And the guy that has hit them, his name is Matt Olson, and his 2-run homer off of Aiken just tied it up. As this offering is high to Adley Rutschman, 1 ball and no strikes. Joe Jimenez, big right-hander, comes on. He's going to look at 2, 3, and 4 in the Orioles lineup. Jimenez delivers, and it's a breaking ball in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Joe Jimenez has had a nice season. 252 earned run average for Jimenez. This is his 26th game. A 1-1 offering. Low and inside with a breaking ball. 2-1. 7 runs in 25 innings for Jimenez. Just 15 hits allowed. 10 walks, 27 strikeouts. He has not given up any home runs yet. 2-1. Rutschman swings and fouls that one back. A hanging slider that Rutschman just missed. Slider, 4-seam fastball, and changeup. You can bank on really either the slider or the fastball. 2-2 against Adley. Jimenez from the stretch deals, and it's strike 3. Knee high on a heater. Rutschman goes down on strikes, and it's the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Celebrate 98 Rock Night on Friday, June 28, when the Orioles take on the Rangers. The 98 Rock ticket package is $50 and includes your game ticket, as well as $15 in loaded value towards food and merch. Plus, rock and roll legend Joan Jett will be the guest splasher.
Pitch from Jimenez to Mountcastle. Fastball in for a strike.
And, Jeff, you can learn more at Orioles.com/98Rock.
Hopefully we'll be able to catch up with Joan Jett, an outstanding Orioles fan. The 0-1. Fouled straight back by Mountcastle. No balls and 2 strikes. She sung the national anthem in before game 1 of the American League Division Series.
And she did it on September 5th, 1995. Game number 2130 in a row.
0-2 pitch, rolled on the ground, deep shortstop, knocked down by Arcia. He picks up, but his throw to first is late. Couple of bounces in for Olson, and Ryan Mountcastle reaches base on what you figure would be an infield single.
Yeah, the game tire in the consecutive game streak for Cal Ripken Jr. That was September 5 of 95, and she did the anthem that night.
Dalton Cowser, we said he came on for Ryan O'Hearn. Cowser hits in O'Hearn's spot, which is the 4th spot in the order. Pitch on the way, that is drilled. Deep right center field, going back is Harris, still chasing, leaping at the wall, out of his grasp, and gone! There's got to be a first time for everything, and tonight Joe Jimenez has allowed his first homer of 2024. The moves come in, and you know it. It is Colt Cowser who goes deep. The Orioles make it 4-2.
Yeah, it's Moose City right now.
Colton Cowser with the home run off of one of the Braves' best, Joe Jimenez. As the pitch comes home and it's grounded foul up the first base line for strike 1. The homer is your Baltimore area Honda dealer's long drive of the game. You can drive into your local Honda dealer today. Great sound off the bat, hung up in the air. The question was, would it have enough distance? Foul tip into the middle of Murphy, no balls and 2 strikes. And while Michael Harris did his darndest, climbing the wall and stretching his glove over the wall, he could not catch it before it went beyond the MedStar health sign in right center field. 4-2 Orioles leading, 0-2 against Santander. Pitch, high and in with a fastball.
His first home run since May 26th, and just his second home run going back to April 23rd.
1-2. Down and in for the fastball.
What I love about this, and this is what makes this game so much fun, Cowser was in as a defensive replacement. That's the only reason he batted in that situation.
2-2. Next pitch. Santander chases a slider which dove below the zone for strike 3. And Joe Jimenez had come on in a great run of pitching. 7 straight scoreless appearances where opponents were hitting .087 against him. And then Mountcastle gets a hit. Cowser hits the homer. And Craig Kimbrell throwing the O's pen now. 4-2 Orioles leading. Austin Hayes bats with 2 outs now in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Cut and a miss. The slider in the dirt, 0-1. The home run for the Orioles, number 106 on the season. The home run count brought to you by Ground Loop Geothermal. This season, not all the magic is on the field. It's time to let the ground you walk on heat and cool your home or business. The 0-1. Line shot down the left field line. That's a fair ball. It'll roll all the way up to the left field corner. It'll be played there by Adam Duvall. And a stand-up double for Austin Hayes. It is his 4th hit of this series, and now possible 5th run. Stands out at second base. Now Joe Jimenez, it has not been his night. Made a mistake there on a slider. I mean, Joe Jimenez coming into this outing, he said he has given up 3 hits. He had given up just 2 combined hits in his previous 7 games. Pitch here, hit on the ground softly to deep third. Fielded there by Riley, throws to first, and sets down Urias, ending the inning. But thanks to Colton Cowser, it is an Orioles lead. Now 4-2, O's lead the Braves as we head to the 9th inning. Orioles in search of their latest series win. Kimbrell coming on the Orioles radio network.
Life's expensive.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
M24 MLB All-Star Ballot presented by Build Submarines is now open. Vote for your favorite Baltimore Orioles daily at MLB.com/vote.
Brett, thanks so much. We go to the 9th inning, and after the 2-run homer by Matt Olson tied the game, Colton Cowser, with Ryan Mountcastle on first base, hits a home run over the wall in right center field and gives the Orioles the lead back. So 4-2, Orioles leading it. And now Craig Kimbrell, who started out his career with the Braves, on trying to lock down his 16th save of the year. 4-2 record, 2.7 ERA for Kimbrell as he deals and drops in a curveball for strike 1. 165 opponent batting average against, and he will face 7 through 9 in the Atlanta order. 0-1 against Sean Murphy. The kick and the pitch. And it's a fastball up and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kimbrell made his Major League debut with the Braves. Kimbrell was saying yesterday that the Braves were his favorite team growing up in Alabama. Here's the kick in the 1-1. Hit in the air to deep right field, twisting into the corner. Cowser goes after it. Near the garage, he is out of room. It lands in the seats. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Kimbrel remembered his first major league outing actually came against the rival Philadelphia Phillies. And the first game that he pitched at Citizens Bank Park, and he allowed a double to Jason Worth. 1-2. Check swing and a breaking ball down. Murphy didn't go, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now can he lock down his latest save and hand the Orioles their 45th win? 2-2 from Kimbrel. Check swing ground ball up the first baseline. Kimbrel fields with a glove, underhands to Mountcastle at first. They get the out to start off the 9th inning. And this 9th inning call to action is inspired by Catholic Charities. Movement to love your neighbor. Together we can have a positive impact and make our community stronger. Get involved with Catholic Charities and love your neighbor at cc-md.org/love. Hey, love you, neighbor. Here's Jared Kelnick stepping in left side. 4-2 Orioles in the 9th. Kelnick grounds the first one up the first base line and foul. Right to Tom Goodwin, Braves first base coach. Additionally, and Brett said this earlier, it would be the Orioles' latest win against a team over 500 this year. It would be their 23rd in 31 games. The 0-1, wave through and miss, no balls and 2 strikes, which just lets you know how good this Orioles team is. You win at home, you win on the road, you win against the big boys. 0-2 on Kelnick, reached on an air when he pinch hit earlier. 0-2, fastball, ring him out. Strike 3 over the inside corner. Kelnick called out. And Kelnick with some parting words for home plate umpire Bill Miller, although it looked to be like a great pitch. And not much to argue with those high-riding fastballs that Kimbrel has. And now this crowd of 24,122 strong come to their feet. Here's Orlando Arcia. Kimbrel's going to step off the rubber. And Adley Rutschman is going to jog out and have a word with his closer. Now meeting at the mound, Povich tonight for the Orioles was great. 6 scoreless innings. Tate 2/3 of an inning. Aiken allowed the game-tying homer. Cowser picked him up, and now Kimbrel is 1 out away. Arcia in the box right side. Kimbrel delivers, and it's a hack and a miss for a high fastball for strike 1. Kimbrel bends his arm, comes set, 0-1. Here's his pitch. Curveball, beauty. Outside corner, strike 2. Arcia let it go. Now Craig Kimbrel has Arcia right where he wants him. 0-2, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Orioles 4, Braves 2. Here's the 0-2, a swing and a foul back. 97 miles an hour with that heat, and Arcia just got a piece of it. Orioles and Braves will play tomorrow in the day game at 1:05. Cole Irvin and Ronaldo Lopez. It's 0-2. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball lined out to center field. Charging on Mullins. He has got it chest level. Book it for the Birds. They take it against the Braves by a final score of 4-2. And the Orioles claim their 15th series of the year. They're now a season best 23 games above the 500 mark. And kind of fitting on a night where it's a pitching matchup between 2 Nebraska pitchers on the mound. It is Colton Cowser getting all the moves and hitting the go-ahead home run in the 8th inning, which allows the Orioles to win this one 4-2 and gives them a chance to play for a sweep tomorrow against Atlanta. Orioles 4, Braves 2, final tonight at Camden Yards. We'll come back and recap it next on the Orioles Radio Network.
You turn on like This summer, you do you, only at Toyota. Whether it's in an adventure-ready RAV4 with available all-wheel drive, an all-new 24 Tacoma with more power for more play, or the all-new 25 Camry, because every day deserves more fun. Find out more at buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Offers end July 1st. Toyota, let's go places.
International soccer returns this summer. Don't miss Premier League clubs Crystal Palace and Wolves in Annapolis as they compete for their first trophy of the season. The Stateside Cup, July 31st at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Tickets as low as $35. Buy yours today at statesidecup.com. That's statesidecup.com.
Hey, it's Kirk and Marianne, and we love our Tuesday afternoon calls with Joan Jett talking O's baseball.
So we invited her to 98 Rock Night at Oriole Park on June 28th.
She'll take a turn as a guest splasher, and she's also throwing out the first pitch.
Now we need someone to catch that first pitch.
Show us why you're the biggest Orioles fan and or Joan Jett fan, and why you should be the one catching that pitch.
Upload your video and get the rules at 98online.com/jet by June 23rd.
Hi, this is Joan Jett from the Blackhearts on the radio home of the Baltimore Orioles, 98 Rock.
Trust your vehicle to the quick oil change leaders at Jiffy Lube. In just minutes, our trained technicians go beyond oil change and perform over a dozen courtesy services without an appointment. Jiffy Lube. Get more in a jiffy.
WBAL News Radio 1090, FM 101.5, and the WBAL app.
The Orioles had a string going. They had homered in 11 consecutive games. And while it took a little bit of time to make it 12 straight games, it couldn't have come at a better time. Colton Cowser hits a 2-run go-ahead homer in the 8th inning off of Joe Jimenez, who had not allowed a home run for the Braves this year. Cowser hit it out. Craig Kimbrell locks it down. And the Orioles improved to now 45-22 on the season, a season-high 23 games over the 500 mark. And over the first 2 nights against the Braves, they had limited Atlanta to just 2 runs. In his Camden Yards debut, Cade Povich was outstanding. 6 scoreless innings with 6 strikeouts and no walks. As Povich not able to earn the win, but still a great effort against a team loaded with all-stars. Orioles, they win this one over the Braves 4-2. Come back with the totals next on the Orioles Radio Network.
Why do the Orioles trust MedStar Health? Because for every epic slide, incredible catch, bases loaded, walk-off home run, strikeout, shutout, rowdy dugout, MedStar Health is there. And helping the O's and their fans feel their best is what MedStar Health does best. So here's to always stepping up to the plate as the trusted medical team of the Baltimore Orioles and you. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Hey Orioles fans, Corona is the official cerveza of Major League Baseball, and they're giving you a chance to win an exclusive on-field experience with the O's. Enter to win and get on deck to throw out the first pitch at the August 22nd home game. Some fresh O swag and more. Visit ConstellationBrandSweepstakes.com/Corona-Orioles-2024 to enter. No purchase necessary. DC, Maryland, Virginia residents only. 21 plus. Ends August 1st. Void where prohibited. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The votes were all counted, and the results are official. Royal Farms was named #1 for food in the USA Today 10 Best poll, receiving more votes than any other convenience store chain in America. The next time you want to get some good food fast,